Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I'm here to tell you the XRP rally in price is coming. Before I get into the content here, and we're going to talk about some of the price fluctuations we've been seeing yesterday and today in the short term, big picture. Before we get going though, if you would please delicately tap that like button. But don't smash it, or you're going to break the thing, and then you're liable for the expenses. Not my responsibility. That's the policy on the Moon Lambo channel. And if you would, please consider subscribing. Unless you hate every single word that's coming out of my mouth. In which case, don't. Reasonable. That would be the reasonable thing to do. All right, so just to start here, take a look at Live Coin Watch. Because we all know yesterday Bitcoin got up to a price of, what was it? Just a hair shy of 14,000, which is amazing. XRP at the time was hovering, not at 50 cents, but a penny or two below it, whatever it was. And we saw things tank today. You know, Bitcoin's today at, as I speak, 10,915. I saw it at one point was at least 100 or 200 lower than that. And XRP got as low as 40 cents, right? And so there's a lot of volatility. And the reason I want to say a couple things here, first of all, some of us have been in the crypto space for longer than others. I've been in it not an insanely long time, but let me tell you, I came in at a crazy time and I learned fast. I came in November of 2017, right before the biggest part of the run-up of, in crypto history, which really occurred for XRP in particular and Bitcoin, December of 2017. And that's when XRP started rising, and I think it wasn't until January technically, but it got too high according to Live Coin Watch, and we'll click on it right now. Got up to $3.92 according to Live Coin Watch as an all-time high. And so you talk about coming in when XRP I first bought it was around 20 cents, then to skyrocket that much and then go back down. Like, I have become quite accustomed to this volatility. And so why am I holding without being fearful? Well, I'm not fearful, first of all, in terms of the short-term volatility and price that is in a downward direction, because I have full confidence that the asset class as a whole is not going away. Certainly not anytime soon. And I am going to show you some very bullish indicators that have to do with XRP today. But big picture, you know, you might ask, okay, well, what is going on here? And especially with the price action as it pertains to the correlation between Bitcoin and XRP, because it's fair to state that as Bitcoin rises, of course, you see altcoins follow. Typically, almost not literally in lockstep, but pretty close. Whether it might not be down to the minute or the hour, the day, the week, whatever it is, but they all rise as Bitcoin rises. And I've made the point before, and it's very true. I made a video on this that graphically illustrated the case that although XRP is the same in that it will rise with Bitcoin and lower with Bitcoin, as we saw yesterday and today, it does seem to trade within more narrow bandwidth. And then it has these parabolic shifts at times. Historically, that's what it's done over the span of the last 5 years or so. And so you can go take a look at the Live Coin Watch charts for yourself and verify this, or you can watch my video from about a month ago. It was titled something like, "Why is XRP stuck at 30 cents?" There's something to that effect. So you can find it if you want to see my graphic illustration of that. But I was watching a video of David Schwartz, Ripple CTO, the other day, and he was basically asked this question. What's with the price, this and that? Why is the market behaving the way that he's wording it, or that it is? And the way he worded it is, he said that the market seems to not want to parse out the details when it comes from one cryptocurrency to the next. Okay, fine. Bitcoin, of course, is the market leader because it was the first one. It's got the cachet, the brand recognition, if you will. But as far as XRP is concerned, yes, there's real utility. We are seeing the beginning phases of adoption, but most of the price action is occurring because of speculation. So you haven't seen a crazy rally in 2019 with XRP. That doesn't mean that it's not coming. Okay, because we've seen that this is just how XRP behaves. And why is it that XRP is behaving differently than most of the other altcoins? My hypothesis on that is that look, people understand, like, there's a certain number of speculators, me included, that throws money in XRP because I really believe in it. I'm an XRP bull. And the reason that I'm doing it and I'm picking it over the thousands of other coins out there, I'm not investing in other coins. It's not financial advice, just what I'm doing. I'm just sharing my opinion. It's because I believe that first of all, it's very useful today, and I see adoption actually occurring thanks to developers that are building on top of the ledger, Ripple included, of course. Then you got Coil, and there are others. And that's why because I think at some point there's going to be a hard break. I don't know when it's going to occur, but people are going to value actual use, actual utility and they're going to have more confidence as things develop. Things need to unfold, and then you will see a shift. I'm just saying that I'm placing my confidence on it sooner than what some other market participants will do. I'm saying I see the beginning phases. That's enough for me. That's why I'm putting my money at XRP. I see it moving up parabolically again. I don't think that the $3.92 all-time high is the highest price that we're ever going to see in XRP. I just don't buy it. I simply do not. I think Bitcoin's going to go much higher too. Why can't it be worth 50,000 or 100,000 one day? Why not? There's no, there are barely any participants within this particular asset class in terms of buying and selling. And when you're buying a coin that isn't the leader, for instance, XRP, it's not the leader, but it's towards the top, right? It's on Live CoinWatch listed as third in market cap. Well, look, to me, that's an indicator, because even though I told you, think about this, all coins, yes, they rise in tandem with Bitcoin more or less. So how the heck is it that certain ones seem to remain towards the top? Well, that's the point that I want to make here, a big point anyway, is that people are differentiating between the coins, just not to a substantial degree as you would differentiate in a more mature asset class, such as if you're buying stocks, right? You're going to take a look at the individual stock and buy or sell accordingly, are you not? There is some of that, and that is why XRP is towards the top, but there's not enough of it. Like David Schwartz said, CTO of Ripple, the market just doesn't want to parse that out yet. They want to see more things develop. And I think the market, it's also, and that's why I kind of want to evolve the way that I'm approaching this, because I used to call it pure irrationality, and it's not that that's entirely wrong, but I think I've been thinking about David's response to the question he was asked. I think that there's a more accurate way to frame that, and it is such that the market just isn't willing to parse out those level of details en masse. Not yet, but it's coming. And every time that there are these boom and bust cycles, the bull runs, and then the eventual craterings of price, as things develop and more people build on top of the XRP ledger in particular, people will differentiate between the two. And so it's coming. And let me show you a couple things. Before I do, though, I want to cite this. This is from CoinDesk. And just understand. Okay, so here's the title. Bitcoin price takes another tumble, shedding nearly $1,000 in 20 minutes. Extremely volatile. And so I want to make another point here. Look, people are going to behave as people behave. Why is this happening? Look, I'm glad to say I am not participating in this crazy price action. I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm investing because I feel like I know. I'll say that firmly for me. I'm not financial advice. I feel like I know that humans are going to continue behaving like this. And so it'll be massive run-ups. Some people are going to panic sell as it starts to dip, and then more will panic sell and more will panic sell. That's perfectly fine. And there are a lot of people that have more confidence long term, and they will buy the dip. And some people will exit the market. They feel like they got burnt, and they're not going to realize till 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years later that was a mistake. That is what's going to happen. I don't behave in that way. I sit on the sidelines because I have full confidence that crypto is not going away. And I believe XRP is going to be one of the winners. I'm one of the biggest XRP bulls out there. But I will tell you this. You know what I'm even more sure of than that? It's that the crypto asset class is not going away. Of that, I feel like I'm pretty much 100% certain. And then as far as XRP, based on all available data today, XRP is going to be here for decades. But I'm more sure crypto isn't going away. And I think that when you see that all of these cryptos are tied together in terms of price action, the rest of the market shares that sentiment. Crypto is here. We don't know for sure who the winners or losers are going to be. We can speculate, but crypto's here. It is. And so I'm happy to be involved in this capacity. But understand, when this up and down price action happens, it doesn't mean that if price is cratering like it is today, Bitcoin from almost 14,000, it got down to 10,800-ish or something like that, the sky is not falling. It is not the end of the world. That is my firm belief. I have no emotional response to any of this whatsoever. It's just another day in the life, man. That really is what it is. And so I'm not going to read through this article, but you're going to see these pieces from CoinDesk. You're going to see them from Cointelegraph. You're going to see them from mainstream news when Bitcoin takes a price tumble, and it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just does not mean that. In fact, look to the contrary. Look at what's actually happening here. Look at Gemini. Now, these guys, not that they're into XRP. I don't know that they may be anti-XRP for all I know. It's the Winklevoss twins who own Gemini, the exchange. Look at this headline. This is from Medium.com, and it's a piece from Tyler Winklevoss. It's cited. Gemini opens Chicago office to meet growing institutional demand. Now, how about that institutional demand? Now, why are we optimistic that XRP price is going to rally? Well, okay, there's 2 points to this that I'd like to make. We already know what speculators are doing. That's you and me buying and selling XRP. We're doing what we do. But understand also that in terms of institutional money, look, it's coming. Some of it is already here, and it's growing at a slowly increasing exponential rate, right? But it's like a drop in the bucket. The retail market has really led this big picture, but we are seeing more, and I covered that in a very recent video also. And so what is institutional demand? Well, institutional demand, it comes from entities that are buying on behalf of their members. So you can think public pension funds, endowment funds, hedge funds, things of this nature, right? And, in terms of asset diversification, it makes sense to delve into crypto, and we are seeing some of that. We saw most recently the first public pension to ever publicly announce that they're actually buying like actual Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That was announced earlier this year with Morgan Street Capital, which Mark Yusko and Anthony Pompliano run. And can you just imagine, when you're talking about trillions of dollars in assets being managed on an institutional level, do you understand the floodgates that will be opened as more and more continue to invest just little bits at a time just to start? Because it is volatile, but just 0.5%, maybe 1%, maybe a little bit more than that. And then as prices begin to stabilize over a span of 5, 10 years, decades beyond that perhaps, however long it takes for pricing to stabilize, I don't know how long that will take. But understand, there are some people that are a little bit more timid when it comes to investing in something like this, even if it's a very small percentage of their total investment. But as more and more people jump in, and it's shown that crypto is here to stay, you will see more and more jump in. And that's why I'm telling you, who's going to, what assets are going to be invested in? Well, to me, it seems like a virtual certainty that Bitcoin's going to be one of them, and XRP is going to be one of them. And there's a limited amount. So if you think without almost any institutional demand, just consider the fact that we got up to $3.92 just about a year and a half ago in terms of the actual market rate of XRP, and that was without hardly any institutional buyers and sellers. What do you think is coming? And that's one of the most fascinating things to me, and it's one of the reasons that I'm so bullish on this. And this is such a cool time to be involved. And so when I see dips like what happened today, I do buy those as buying opportunities. If you're the type that is waiting for a good time to buy XRP, it's not, again, not advice, but just consider the market cycles that you're seeing take place and ask yourself, when there's a dip like this, if you were interested in buying in the first place, if you think it's a smart investment for yourself, is this a good time to buy now that it just dropped about 20% in the span of roughly 24 hours? It's not the worst thing in the world, is it? Right? If you're a long-term bull like I am. So, and this is fun too. This is just a fun piece on this topic here, and I'm going to talk more about it. By the way, don't hang up on me yet, because I'm going to show you a couple cool charts from Galgatron here that I think are just kind of mind-blowing. The adoption that we're seeing with from the XRP ledger. But first, I wanted to show this just because it's kind of a fun piece. Another one on the Winklevoss twins here, and this is from Cointelegraph. Winklevoss twins' fortune doubles in 2019. Reclaiming Bitcoin billionaire status. And I remember it was towards the tail end of the bull run, and it must have been 2017. I don't think it was January, because the height of it was, Bitcoin's price in action was December of 2017. But Bitcoin, the value went so high that with how much Bitcoin these two hold, they were literally worth $1 billion with the amount of Bitcoin that they were sitting on here. And of course, we know the price cratered, and that distinction went away rather quickly, didn't it? Yes, but it's back apparently. And I'm not going to read this piece either. I'll just link below in case you want to read it. But apparently billionaire status again. Look at this now. This is from Galgatron. It has more to do with my confidence that the XRP price rally is in fact coming here. Let me read this. The last chart is the most interesting one, he thinks, and I agree with him. But let me show you this first chart here. This is a tweet from Galgatron. This is from yesterday. Latest charts, micropayments range, purple, is being hammered presumably by a single actor. It's these payments that are lighting up the XRP ledger volume, but don't be fooled. There's hardly any money moving. Remittance range, yellow, holding steady, if not consolidating. And so here it is right here. So if you want to take a look at this, feel free to look it up yourself. Or if you want to pause and just take a look at this beautiful little screen here, feel free to do so. I'm going to skip down a bit here, though. I'm not going to read every single one of these because there are several charts here. Feel free to take a look if you'd like. Here's the one I want to show you, though. Account openings. This is nothing short of badass. All right. So here, I need to read the tweet from. All right. Account openings holding very strong every day. To me, and this is Galgatron speaking, to me, this is the best indicator of underlying value recognition. Don't believe the price of XRP. Follow where the money is going. So I'm going to show you this chart, and I'm going to talk about it. Keep in mind, before I do this, Look at what the price action of XRP is. It went down 20% roughly within the last 24 hours or so. And look at the adoption here in terms of account openings. Specifically right here where I'm highlighting, you can see this is roughly the middle of May of 2019. Okay, look at where this is like a ramp. It's like a rocket ship almost. Not literally a rocket ship. That'll be when it goes more parabolic. But look at this ramp. We'll talk about the incline. Where are all these people coming from? Yes, well, this is proof. Because, the XRP ledger, it's cryptographically secured. Like, the date on there is what it is, and it's locked in forever. You can't reverse transactions. There is no chain reorganization. It just doesn't exist within the XRP ledger. All these account openings actually occurred here starting mid-May, and that is right when the Bitcoin price really had its first kind of real big jump up in price as of recently. And I can't remember if it was like 7,000 or 8,000 at that point. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. But the point is, it's been ramping up, and you can see, every day that's passed, you're getting a crazy amount of new accounts open to the point where, so let's see here, current XRP ledger accounts, my God, we're at 1.75 million. We are right at that. 1.75 million XRP ledger accounts, despite what the price action is. It doesn't matter. And that's why I'm saying, like, there are going to be more and more people like me and you that understand the long-term value of XRP, and we're not going to be swayed by these stupid up and down price movements. We're just not going to be. We understand that this is how humans behave when you're talking about a new technology and there's a lot of excitement and there's uncertainty as to who many of the winners or losers are going to be. And proof of that, you want proof that humans behave like this? This isn't the first time. This is one of the reasons I have such confidence. Consider the dot-com boom and bust. People were throwing money at everything and seeing what would stick. You ended up with what was the bubble got to, like, 6 trillion or something like that, just within the stock markets. And then you're considering crypto being a global phenomenon. It should be much bigger than 6 trillion one day, much, much bigger. You could have single coins that have a $6 trillion market cap. Why would it not happen if globally adopted? And so that's the direction that I think that we're at. It's just very, very early days. And that's why it's so exciting. That's why for me, I'm like, hey, humans, do what you're going to do. Do your silly buying and panic selling. Do what you're going to do. I'm not participating. I'm just going to sit here on the sidelines and buy when I think it makes reasonable sense. And so I am still buying, never selling. I haven't sold any yet, actually. And I'm going to continue to until I see the price action go parabolic. But at the current rates today, because this is pre the rest of the world coming in as retail speculators, this is pre massive flows of institutional money coming in, but it is coming because the asset class isn't going away. So for me, I'm just going to sit tight, and I will never sell all of my XRP. At some point, I'm sure I'll sell some to take profit, just like everybody would. If you're investing in stocks, you do the same thing, perhaps. You pick a good stock, or maybe you have a nice index fund, you take some of the profit, but you still have your faith in the U.S. stock market, don't you, typically, unless you think the U.S. economy is going to complete crap forever. But if you don't think that, then maybe you take some profit sometimes and then you keep the rest in. Well, I'm going to treat XRP like that. I don't see any reason not to, really. Next piece here, this is an anecdotal incident, but very cool nonetheless. This is from Senfriend, who I've been citing, remittance company based out of New Jersey, and they sent this tweet out today. Today, Senfriend will cover your entire transaction if you send up to $10. Send now. And then links to their website, senfriend.io. And check this out. And then somebody asked this question. Let me jump down here. Will do. As soon as you confirm you're using XRP and XRapid currently, the XRP community will overhype this and share. So let's overhype it and share. Well, I do like to get the word out about participants within the XRP ecosystem. And so Senfriend responded to that. They wrote, "We've confirmed we're live with XRapid now." So, hey man, you're participating in the XRP ecosystem. Yeah, I'm happy to give you a little plug here on the good old Moon Lambo channel. Thank you for doing that. And I like Matt Hamilton here wrote, "Congratulations." I'm gonna hit like on that. That's a very friendly thing to do and say there. All right, next piece here. I gotta point this out. Look, so this is a tweet from CoinDesk. Just in, Coinbase appears to be down amid a sudden $1,200 decline in the Bitcoin price. And this is from yesterday in the afternoon. And this is alarming for a few reasons in particular. How's that cryptocurrency marketplace infrastructure looking there? Coinbase, you're supposed to be one of the market leaders here. I know Binance has surpassed you in terms of transaction and value and all that good stuff. But hey, you're still a big player, Coinbase, right? Can you imagine if this is during like the craziest part of the bull run where there's this parabolic run up and you really want to sell and you're counting on Coinbase as your off ramp? The prospect of that is terrifying because you know how quickly prices can change in an instant. You know, anything like that, what are you going to do? You're going to trust Tether? I don't know. I see Tether was trading at like 96 cents for some reason, you know, because people are buying and selling it for different rates because they're choosing to. It's an open market. How stable is Tether, and is it actually backed? No, it's actually not. There isn't $1 for every Tether out there. It's only about 74% covered last they publicly announced. That's kind of scary in and of itself. So what are you going to do? If you don't have an off-ramp, what are you going to do? So my only friendly suggestion here is, especially as we're heading into territory where I don't know a timeline, but we're probably going to be into a crazy bull run at some point, whether it's the next month or 3 months or 6 months or year or, God forbid, 2 years or whatever it ends up being. I don't know the timeline. Imagine you can't get your money out of this. So now's a great time to make sure that you have your off-ramps already set up. Coinbase can be one of them. Another one for me is Uphold. Uphold is a fantastic exchange, and that's where I buy all of my XRP. They've been real strong believers and cheerleaders for XRP, the XRP community. Really friendly, great platform, easy to use, easy to set up, and I'm not being paid to say, I have no sponsors whatsoever. So just to be clear, I'm just a big fan of them. But they've been absolutely fantastic, and you can use them as an off-ramp, at least here in the US. I don't know exactly what the global situation is with them, but you can certainly transfer, check out and have your funds converted into United States dollars right to your checking account. Another one, which I think I registered for towards the end of the bull run in 2017, was Gemini, the Winklevoss twins exchange, which I just cited. I've never used them. So I think I have an account with them, but it's been so long and I haven't thought about it. But from what I understand, they're an off-ramp and people are using them. So you've got Coinbase, you've got Uphold, and you've got Gemini, which means you've got no excuse to not be prepared for this, my good XRP friend. So the situation could be different if you're in different countries. Maybe you need to look for locally, where do you live geographically? What exchanges are there to support you as an off-ramp? In the event that you do want to suddenly cash out, just be prepared. That's my only friendly suggestion. Buy and sell as you see fit, because I'm not telling you what to do there. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo without a financial background. I'm an enthusiast in the XRP community. I love talking about this stuff because it's fun. I do it on a daily basis, just about, but not a financial professional, not making investment advice for you at all, just sharing my opinion. Okay, I want to be very clear on that, especially on videos where I talk a good bit about price. So being super, super, super duper clear. All right, this is cool too. This is from Tiffany Hayden here. She tweeted this out. Was this yesterday, actually? Yeah, it was yesterday. I wanted to talk about this, but I had already recorded my video for the day and I knew I didn't have time to make another. But she tweeted out, Ripple has 65 plus open positions globally. Dubai, Shanghai, London, Sao Paulo, Singapore, Mumbai, engineers, finance, business development, and more. A company's growth in employees is a good indicator of business growth. Hear, hear, Miss Hayden. So who wants to go pick up a job in Mumbai? You can do it. You can absolutely do it. And for the fun, I did click on Ripple's website here, clicked on that link. Look at all these positions open here. And I don't know, they're not all on or maybe they're on the same page, yeah. But yeah, they got everything down. They got everything from depending on the country, from office manager to all sorts of technical type positions. So if you're looking for a sweet new gig, maybe consider Ripple, because they're probably, I would imagine, they've got to be a really freaking cool company to work for. Because even if you're building what is in part bank software, my God, you're at the cutting edge of the whole blockchain, cryptocurrency, distributed ledger movement. That is cool. And I think they're going to have staying power anyway. They're doing a great job here. And they've just got a crazy war chest in terms of actual funding. So I think it's awesome. Last thing I want to share with you, and this is just a fun way to end this video. This is from the Rippening on Twitter, @the_Rippening. And we follow each other on Twitter. I haven't communicated with him too much, but I read a ton of his tweets. He's really active, and I just thought this was funny. Thought I'm sharing it with you. But he tweeted out, "I like messing with Starbucks staff." And then you can look at this picture here that he tweeted or uploaded with the tweet here, and he told the people at Starbucks that his name is Satoshi. So it just kind of made me chuckle a little. I thought it would be a fun, lighthearted way to end the video, so I'm sharing it with you. But that is all that I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate all the support that I've been receiving. The channel, although small, has been growing like crazy over the last month or so. Really sincere, heartfelt thanks goes out to all of you for listening, for liking, and subscribing if you choose to do that as well. I really appreciate it. So again, that's all I got for you. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea.